Go again. What's my weakness? Shoop!
I just started the stream. Let's see if Twitter picks that up. And the stream is up. Let me open Twitch real quick so I can see if anybody jumps on to talk to us.
He's gonna tickle his Twitch. That's kind of creepy.
Oh, cool.
Well, would you look at that?
Popeye's manager arrested for dipping chicken in cocaine-based flour to increase business sales.
Not spinach?
Man.
Popeyes. Oh,
Fucking awesome.
That's kick-ass shit right there.
Chat open. Let me retweet this. Retweet. We're live. And I'll open up the show notes. You guys are ready to go?
Let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oh, I might sneeze. Hold on. And Sean,
No, just look at his fucking face while he's waiting to see if he's gonna sneeze or not.
Sean knows how violent they are.
Ooh, my.
They're obnoxious.
Oh, God.
Is his screen gonna go all blurry?
He'll go
be,
into a sneeze fit for 20 minutes in the entire office.
He'll have one of those
But I was
ropes
like,
of snot coming out of his nose.
I'm just wondering if his camera's gonna go dark because of the big loogie that flies out and slaps across the front of the screen.
It's like that old South Park picture with the kid sitting in front of the computer, just covered in goo everywhere.
Yum.
All right, here we go. Coming to you live from New York and somewhere in Michigan on Twitch, YouTube, and Beam. Welcome to episode 19 of the Respawn Kings. Today is Cinco de Mayo. It's Friday, May 5th, 2017, and we will spawn yet another podcast. Now through editing. I am one of the Respawn Kings. I'm Gary DeFelice, also known as The Real Defo. Welcome to the Respawn Kings podcast. With me this week, I have only one regular. His name is Jeff. He's JT Uber Geek. Jeff, what is up with you?
Yeah, what up? Yeah, we had a rough week this week. Technological issues, and then people that couldn't make it. But hey, we don't quit. We just keep going. That's how we roll.
We got it out. We didn't do one last week. We missed Wednesday, then tried Friday. Did we try and have technical difficulties on Friday? I don't remember. Oh, no, that just fell apart.
Nobody was able to make it on Friday.
Yeah, but we're back. It's a Friday this week instead of a Wednesday. And everybody's got their beers. Jeff's got to get up early, so we're doing a little early podcast this week.
Yeah, I have my beer too.
It's empty.
But it's empty.
You better go get that bitch.
Yeah.
We're using Skype this week so I can see Jeff and I can see other guests as well, or at least one of them. So let me introduce one of them is Josh. Josh, who are you and what are you doing? What's your gamer tag and where the hell do you reside?
Jeez, do you need to know my social number too, or?
Hey, that wouldn't hurt.
And your firstborn, which I know his name, so.
That's true. Let's see here. I am the host, or one of the hosts of many podcasts. I'm sure you guys have plugged many times. Thank you, by the way.
What are they? They sound exciting.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, the network that we have, because we have so many podcasts that we have a network, it's called Beer City Media. We have the Facebook page. That's like where we post everything. Let's see. We have one that's called the EFIS podcast, which is a baseball historical podcast. That's all like, it's comedy. Like it's not like normal stats and shit. It's like funny stories that have happened in baseball. And that's called the EFIS.
You do little Dave Winfield hitting seagulls or what?
Oh, yeah, that was actually a recent episode.
Oh, good.
We have the Conspiracy Therapy podcast, which is a conspiracy paranormal comedy show. Let's see. There's the Potty Slam podcast, which is a wrestling historical podcast.
I've been on that one. Woo,
Have
woo.
you? I didn't
Yep,
know you
that-
made it on that one. That's cool.
Yep, that episode comes out actually next Friday.
Does it?
Yep. So I'll make sure I tag in all that jazz. So
Yep.
yeah, that's like stories from the locker room and beyond. Funny stories.
It's pretty funny shit, yeah.
And then there's the newest podcast.
There's more?
This guy loves to talk.
Christ.
If you buy now.
But wait, there's more.
But
The
wait.
Ginsu.
Right. And then there's the newest one, which is the Stiff Joystick podcast, which is a video game podcast in which we kind of do what you guys do. We talk about what we're playing, and then we also do a segment where we talk about other things. Like we'll break down a game series. I think what's going to be one of our newer episodes that we haven't recorded yet will be about like board games and all that kind of stuff.
You should get Ed on that. Ed loves board games. If you can deal with them.
And all of that with a 7-month-old. How do
Yes.
you have the time?
Yeah, well, that's just it. Between the full-time job and literally we podcast. I mean, that's 4 full-time podcasts, so
Now, you guys,
I'm kind of a busy guy.
you usually do them at your house or somebody's home?
Yeah, we used to do them at my buddy Larry's house because he went to school to be a sound engineer, and so he has all this like great equipment. But then we could have my wife come on the shows as well. We started doing it at my house, and so now Larry had all the portable equipment that he just leaves at my house, and we record and do all the extra stuff from there.
That's very cool. Yeah. So obviously you like to talk, and we got the right guy on for the show this week. Welcome.
Thank you.
And also with us, so he chimed in there, is Sean. He's also known as PK. Sean is another longtime gamer. He has run gaming communities, or I guess really one of them for sure, right? I don't know if you ever really had to branch out other than After Hours, right?
Back in 2001, I believe, After Hours, that is after-hours with a Z, was formed. It was based off of a Medal of Honor community that was basically started off of me and a friend of mine. We got tired of playing on some crappy game servers, and we figured we'd start our own, change up the pace of play a little bit, and do some different things with it. And next thing you know, we have, fast forward a couple of years later, we have 4 dedicated game servers, physical servers located in 4 different data centers across the East Coast, and 2,000 members, and TeamSpeak channels with 60-something people on every given night at any point. It was a lot of fun. We had mappers, modders, just a real thriving community. It was a great time. Games like Call of Duty, Spearhead, Medal of Honor, obviously, Unreal Tournament, Battlefield. I mean, all of the first-person shooter games, and it blew up a lot quicker than anybody thought. I mean,
Nice.
Community supported itself, lots of donations, put it all into hardware. It was a good time, but you know what happened was things just got a little too, we'll call it like diluted. I mean, there was too much of everything, and it just kind of, when it was a close, small, tight-knit thing, that's when we were thriving. And then when it started to get too big for its own good, that's when things started to kind of separate. And then at that point, gaming was going in different directions, and that's where we're at.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you guys in your heyday, you were huge. You should tell that story. You got invited by EA, right?
Yeah, a couple of times. I flew out to California. They put me up in the Ritz-Carlton out on the Marina del Rey end of Los Angeles. They would actually have us come check out the games before they were releasing them for our input and part of their community events. And some of their community events were so amazing. They actually put us at shooting ranges with Army veterans and fully automatic weapons, and it was just unbelievable, really. Just never thought that just by playing a game one night that we would ever amount to anything like that. And, you know, we took it for what it was worth. We had a lot of fun doing it. After Hours today is not what it was. The friends and the people that we call family are still there. They're still on Facebook. We shut down the site this year because most of the communication was being done through Facebook these days. But I mean, at any given point, I mean, our forums were just an unbelievable place to be. It was a lot of fun. And it just slowed down. Life got a little too busy for everybody, but hey, that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, you know, Jeff and I, we ran lag at different, Laziat Gaming at different portions of our life, and
Right.
I can remember you actually would get too big, and there would be a lot of differing opinions and people wanting to go in different ways, and then you'd see kind of a fallout, and it'd kind of cave in on itself, and then you'd have your core members, and you'd build back up from that again.
Yeah, it would seem cyclical.
Yeah.
You know, like we would do like the Xbox Live, where we would go on Xbox Live and anybody could come in and check out the website and the people that were playing, and we'd have a big inrush of people from that. I mean, we'd gain 200 members a week.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then then the heads start coming in and the opinions, and then it's the same thing.
It's a lot of drama, isn't it?
It is. It's a ton of drama.
Yep.
And people forget that we're there to have fun. Pretty quickly.
That's all it was created for, was fun.
Exactly.
And people lose sight of that, and it really does get aggravating. I mean, that was part of the reasons why I had left Lag the last time and just came up with Respawn Kings, where it's not a gaming community. We're just going to do podcasts and put out some material on blogs and shit like that, and just have fun and relax and still be associated to those communities, but just get out of that drama.
We used to try to like, move out of the way of that stuff, but I got to be honest with you, that drama is also what kept things a little interesting. I mean,
it did. Yeah.
Who doesn't like a little drama here and there? I mean, it
fueled the fire on different games, and I mean, there was definitely there were some benefits to it, but man, there was just some shit.
It's just homework.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Coming home and you got to deal with that shit. Fuck that.
Yep.
I actually remember coming to work, and if you don't know, Sean and I work together, and he actually lives around the block from me now. But I'd go into work and be like, "Oh, dude, look at this bullshit I got to deal with. This one's upset, and they want to know what I'm going to do about it." And I'm like, "This is supposed to be fucking fun."
Yeah, same thing when I first started Lousy at Gaming, and it was just so chill, and then it was the same thing you're saying, Defoe. It was like, okay, so-and-so's pissed off at so-and-so. What are you going to do about it?
Kick them both?
I'm probably going to play Tomb Raider. What are you going to do about it? Fucking figure it out. Jesus Christ, we're all adults here.
Oh.
You know what the best thing about After Hours in the end is I think towards the end I was getting married, and I didn't know this, and they threw me not like a bachelor party, but like a get together at a bar, and I had no idea what I was in for. And next thing I know, I have people all over the country from our community and across the sea come down to this place in Massapequa, New York, and it was a fucking shit show. The same people that were fighting all the time, wasted in front of one another. It was the funniest fucking night ever.
I think that's probably one of the most amazing things about the gaming community and stuff like that is people assume that you cannot become connected because of the distance and because it's internet and because it's whatever. And I'm telling you right here, right now, that's a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet people become your family after a while, and the only people that you can really trust in the end, when you've been with the same people for a long time, like Defoe and I have, and I mean, there becomes a family niche to it that I don't care what anybody says. Miles don't matter.
Some of my best friends, for obviously different reasons and connections, but some of them are located like in Virginia we have these, similar things that we just love to do. Capitals, Redskins,
Exactly.
gaming. I mean, and I met these guys on After Hours, and they're more friends to me than some of my local friends.
Oh,
It's just,
exactly.
It's like
I
who
agree.
you could retreat to,
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, shit. I was one of those people that was hugely addicted to World of Warcraft, and I met people on there that I'm friends with now, and I haven't played the game in 3 or 4 years. There's a special connection that you make with people when you come together as gaming friends, and then you find out that they're into all this same shit that you are, and I don't know. It's like you put up with the people that you actually see on a day-to-day basis.
It's true.
At work.
Like Sean.
It's true. Like Gary.
Like Defoe and Sean. They just deal with each other.
He's got to put up with me. See, let's just get this straight, okay? I work for him, right? But I give him every bit of grief and everything for possible can handle.
Should be.
I was sitting at my desk today, and I'm fucking knee deep in this report, and I've got the world turned off to me in the background, and I just hear this thing go, "Ooh," and then bang against the wall and bounce a couple times. And I just keep typing on my spreadsheet. I know it's him. He comes walking in. He goes, "You see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. I'm fucking swamped." Just a typical day.
Yep.
Listen, if we can't make you laugh at work, nobody's going to do it, man. That place is like fucking hell.
Yeah, today was a tough one.
That's every job. If you can't figure out a way to laugh at work, then there should be no reason to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my greatest joys, because I live in the Bible Belt.
I've never done that.
Yeah. Being a mailman, one of my greatest joys is driving, and I have a little Bose speaker that I keep in my truck, and that puppy puts out loud volume. So I'll play things like Slayer, Iron Maiden,
I
shit
know.
that purposely piss people off.
About to get into.
Love it.
Oh no, I can't tell that story. That's dude. That's,
No, what about the person that cussed you out that you were going to hell?
Yeah, because I was listening to Megadeth, and if nobody knows, Dave Mustaine from Megadeth is a devout Christian, and the song I was listening to had nothing to do with religion at all, but this guy walked up to my vehicle, and mind you, I'm not blaring it. I had the window down. It was like 80 degrees that day. And he walks up to me and he's like, "You're going to burn in hell for listening to that." It was like, I actually looked.
God-fearing person who doesn't judge anybody.
I actually looked at him and I wasn't thinking. And I was like, "Is that such a bad thing?" Yeah. That stopped
awesome.
that conversation real fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, good shit. Good stories from all. So on this podcast, we don't just talk about gaming. We do other stuff. And here's my little girl, Maria. What's up?
Night.
We got the Skype, so you guys can actually see her tonight. Look there.
Where?
Right there. Oh, Sean's out there, but you can't see him. Anyway, so we jump in here. Let's talk about what we're watching, reading, listening to, anything like that. Sean, I'll start with you. You got anything that you want to share?
I don't read.
Give me a high five, brother.
I don't got fucking time for reading, man. Give me a movie or something.
But yeah,
I'll
no
watch
shit. God, if I can't sleep, I'll read.
that. Exactly.
So do we want to start with what we're reading?
Yeah, let's do that
No,
first.
hell no.
You know what I'm reading? I'm reading everything at work, and it makes me tired.
No, what about the comments on Pornhub? Does that
Yeah.
count?
That's true. You know what? Okay, I'll take that back. I do read.
Yes.
Not Pornhub. I do read. I read everything on my Feedly feed when I wake up in the morning when I'm on the shitter. I read everybody's social media posts. That's my definition of reading for the day. I
same
catch
here.
up on that.
Actually,
It's not a 400 and some pieces of paper lined up together in a book. That is not my thing.
sometimes there's just nothing funnier than reading the comments on like Amazon.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
you're right.
That is
Yep.
funny.
I'm always shopping for something, so I'm always reading reviews. That's definitely the case.
That's
Yeah.
the only way I buy anything is
Yep.
based off of reviews.
I think actually the last thing I read, and I will continue to read, are the Song of Ice and Fire books, Game of Thrones, basically. Those I do read, but the last one was 4 years ago, so it's been a little while since I've read a book in its entirety.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I worked in Manhattan for a while. I used to read tons back then. But now there's audiobooks and things like that. It makes life much easier. But anyway, so we're not reading. Anything you're watching, listening to, Sean?
Listening to.
TV shows, series we should be watching? I know you turned me on to the one Santa Clara Diet,
yeah,
but
well,
I only watched the
that's-
first one so far. I got to get back into that.
That was a great little show, but it happened. It came and went way too fast. I feel like those 30-minute shows, and I think there was like only 8 or 9 or 10 episodes. It was done like that. Other than that, I've been watching the hockey playoffs and watching my team win the regular season championship every year and then fall apart in the playoffs. That's what I've been watching.
I have been watching a ton of playoffs. Pretty much all I watch anymore, and it's taken away from my gaming and a lot of the other TV shows I'm watching. It's just all playoffs. Did you see this? Sidney Crosby is going to play tomorrow, it looks like now.
I did. You know what? Did you hear this? They're putting Ovechkin on the third line. They're actually moving up Andre Burakovsky up to the first line, and they're putting him on the same line as Tom Wilson. So this is going to be
Wow.
an interesting turn of events for them.
I hope they beat the Penguins.
Now, Josh and Jeff, I don't know if you guys follow hockey. Hockey in my world is like everything, and I'm surrounded by New York Ranger fans. And let me just explain to you what New York Ranger fans are like, all right? New York Ranger fans are fucking assholes.
They are.
All right? They are. They're just the biggest douchebags. They're like the Italian fucking douchebags that go to the rink, and they're all obnoxious and vile and that's what I'm surrounded by.
You know, I found a media
That
for them.
sounds awesome.
They describe them as having mouths and attitudes like Yankee fans, but a history like Jet fans.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
It's perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
They do. They talk like they win the cup
Sounds
every
like,
year.
Yeah.
Isn't it
exactly.
Philly fans are like known to be really, really bad at was it their baseball team?
All
The
Philly.
Philly fans.
All
Yeah.
Philly fans are awful. Doesn't matter the sport.
They have
mean-
they have jail cells in their stadiums.
Yeah.
Yeah, for whipping batteries.
Jail
Well,
cells.
I think we did that at Yankee Stadium with
That's what they
batteries.
call the penalty box there, a jail cell.
Well, and not only do they have a
bars.
jail cell, they also have a judge there, if I'm not mistaken, that
Yep.
can hold little trials.
That's
Nope.
correct.
That's pathetic.
Your cellmate is ever popular Bend Over.
Josh, what have you been watching? Anything or listening? I know you're not reading.
Yeah. Let's see. Watching. My wife and I are huge Game of Thrones fans. We love Doctor Who. The Walking Dead we enjoy. The thing is, though, we are the types of people that we like to binge things. And so The Walking Dead, now that season's over, now we'll go ahead and watch it.
So you didn't
I've
watch?
actually-
You didn't watch the last season yet?
Yeah, we watched the season that just aired. We watched the first, I think it was 2 episodes. And that's when we were like, okay, well, we'll just wait till this is done. So now that that's done, we'll go ahead and watch that. Game of Thrones, man, this has been a really long, rough wait, and it sucks to have to wait 3 more months.
For only what, 7 episodes?
Yeah, 8.
Is it? Yeah.
Yep, it's 8 episodes, and then next year it's supposed to close out. And rumor is that the end of it will be a movie.
Really?
Oh, my.
Yep. That's what I've heard. But the thing is I'm like, man, the episodes are already being an hour. What's
Yeah.
an extra hour? And the budget for each episode is so high, I can't see where a movie would do it that much justice.
Yep. I just
But
I've been going back and watching episodes from season 1. I want to watch them all coming back through. And going back now, even when they had the lower budget, the shows are so good.
Oh, definitely.
God.
Yeah, guess what I got in the mail today?
I saw that. Now, have you watched it?
Huh?
Have you watched any of the shows before?
I've seen Game of Thrones up through, I think, season 4.
Okay.
Then I haven't seen anything since then. So 5 and 6 are going to be new to me.
Oh, boy.
But I want to start right from the beginning again, so I get the complete story. I remember a lot of things about it, but it's bits and pieces, and it's been so long that I just want to start from scratch and go through the whole thing again.
Jeff, I have to cut off Jeff here. That shirt is just fucking great.
My Farticus shirt? That was a gift from my daughter, Josh's wife.
Oh, that's great.
Like a big joke with us. Every year on Father's Day or my birthday, she gets me a card, and on the front of it, it says poot. And on the inside, there'll be some type of fart gesture of some sort. And then she got me this Farticus shirt last year. I wear it all the freaking time.
I got a
think
good
the card we got you too. Like you open up and it's just fart noises.
like last week's podcast.
Like last week's podcast. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Somebody told me they don't think they've ever heard that many farts before.
They
haven't been to my household.
Then have they? They can't speak, but they can shit up the world whenever they want to.
But and I just read before we started recording, and I don't have any details about it, but supposedly HBO wants to do 4 spin-offs of Game of Thrones.
Wow.
I've heard one is a story about Ned Stark when he was younger, and I think if they do that where it's him and Robert Baratheon in the war, that would be sweet.
Yes, that would be cool.
If they don't do a series on the mountain, then fuck it. I don't. To hell with them.
That guy's a monster.
Right?
I can't pronounce his name because he's like Swedish or Dutch or
yeah, exactly.
I don't know what he is, but but anyways, so even like with Doctor Who being on, those seasons are always very short, and that it kind of sucks because it takes them over a year to do these episodes, and it's like 8 episodes. So right now we're not really watching anything outside of like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Been there.
Yeah. As far as music,
you've already
though,
done that, she says.
I can't hear her. You guys probably hear her better than me because I got the headphones on.
She's like, we already done that.
I guess I'm always listening to different things. I have a lot of opportunity to listen. So, I mean, I listen to a ton of podcasts, and as far as music, I mean, I'm always listening to different stuff. Iron Maiden. And, like, there's days where if I want that little extra then I'm listening to heavy metal, and other days where I'm like, I'm just going to listen to jazz music.
Defoe's got a reunion going on in the background there.
That's funny.
That's
so
hilarious.
I think that's all I really have. Like, we don't really watch a whole lot. I mean, I am getting my wife to go through and watch the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe that's out.
Yep. I've been thinking about doing that. I didn't really watch a lot of them. I've seen Iron Man and a couple of them, but not a lot. But they're all out there to watch, especially with things like Cody, might one say.
Right.
So I was actually thinking about trying to check a lot of them out.
They're great, man. I really enjoyed this latest. I don't know what they call it, not season, but like all the newer ones have been really good. But like specifically, like the Captain America has been fucking dope.
That's what I heard.
So,
Yeah, those are good.
That's it.
Cool.
That's all.
I know what Jeff's watching this weekend, but anything you want to add?
I still been watching Into the Badlands, and actually, I discovered this week Gotham was back on, so I had 2 or 3 episodes of that to catch up on.
Is it? Was season 4?
God. Yeah.
I'm still in season 2. I should catch up on that.
Yeah. Oh my God. It just keeps getting better and better. That and Survivor. I watched a few episodes of Real Husbands of Hollywood. That was funny for 2 episodes, and then it kind of went.
The hell is that? Thank God you stopped watching
Kevin Hart. So if you like Kevin Hart as a comedian, it's kind of funny. It gets you there, but it gets to be pretty repetitive pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I started watching Narcos, so I've seen a few episodes of that. So bouncing around a little bit.
Nice. So I've been listening to Serial Killer Gary. I've been listening to more podcasts. Really, it's been driving me away from regular podcasts, so I apologize to a lot of my friends out there in the gaming community. But last podcast on the left, and we'll blame Dan Knappman for that. I listened to the L. Ron Hubbard one, which was really good and interesting. Charles Manson I listened to.
Nice.
And I think they did 3 episodes on Manson. Interesting. They kind of painted a picture of him, and it sounds about right, where really he was just a career criminal. And I don't know if he was as smart as people made him out to be. But,
maybe he was just a charismatic speaker. You know what I mean? Kind of like Hitler. He was able to rouse people.
Yep. His story was he told those kids basically, he kind of told them to kill, and they're like, who? And he's like, I don't know, like so-and-so. And, was it that true? Did he really drive them? Did he brainwash them? I mean, they were all tripping like crazy, so.
Yeah. You're going to have drugs and alcohol are going to play a huge role in that. I mean, that was what the 70s or 60s, 70s?
It was the 70s, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, everyone's tripping balls and, oh, hey, nice.
What the? Yeah, he was only out of prison for like a year and a half before he got thrown back in. So, yeah, he's a loser. But, I had him, and then they did an episode on the myth of Jesus, which was pretty interesting, and talked about how possible origins of how people believed in the Jesus myth. It was pretty interesting. And how it's basically really related to the stars. Is that Jeff just having microphone problems there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think we hear it.
It's raining over here. That's thunder.
And then I listened to one of they had a 4-episode thing on H.H. Holmes. So I listened to one of them, and then I know there was a Netflix original, or maybe not Netflix original, but Netflix has H.H. Holmes, America's First Serial Killer. It's maybe a little bit over an hour documentary on him. What a sicko, dude. They say he could have killed as many as 200 people. He built a hotel to kill people in Chicago, and it's like when I listened to it on the.
I thought you were going to say he built a hotel out of the bodies that he.
No.
Isn't that the story that they used for? I want to say it was American Horror Story, like the Cortez Hotel.
Oh, really?
I remember. I can't remember if it's that story or not, but there was a serial killer that built a hotel, and I'm almost certain it's the Cortez, or that's the name of it in American Horror Story Hotel.
Okay.
They based the entire season on that, and if it's anything like the actual story, yeah, it's nuts. Like there's doors that he could lock them in,
yes,
and then they can't get out. And
that was it. He built. It was like a maze, a labyrinth of rooms and hallways, and these people would get lost in there, and he had these trap doors. Like I thought it was kind of like when they explained it on the radio or on the podcast, I was thinking like Bates Motel, like a flat hotel of 8 rooms or something like that. It was a high rise. It was like 3 stories high with a basement and huge, and just all these different areas to just kill people. They had the Chicago Fair out there, the World's Fair in Chicago. This is like the late 1800s. And he was luring people in that to stay there, and then he would just kill them. And nobody, there was no internet. It was so different back then that they just disappeared and nobody knew why or how.
It sounds a little bit like that movie Hostel, where they come to a hotel and, like you said, they think they're staying at this hotel, and next thing you know, they're getting their freaking knees drilled out, and yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. So they didn't, they couldn't really dig in too much to what he did to them, but they showed pieces of what they believe he did. And he's selling their skeletons basically to local schools for research.
Oh, wow. I can confirm. Yeah, it's that season is based on the H.H. Holmes in Chicago.
Wow.
It's a great season too, I might add.
Yeah, maybe I'll put on my list. Yeah, so I'm on my serial killer kick. I don't know where it will end. Hopefully not with murder.
It'll end with Cookie Crisp.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if because there's a movie coming out.
Cereal for me.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did a series on what's her name, Jonah Benet Ramsey.
Ramsey.
They already are.
Well, yeah. What I mean is on last podcast. I wouldn't be surprised if they start covering that because of there's a lot of interest with the new details are coming out about the case, and there's the movie coming out.
Movie's coming out, yep.
They have about 200 episodes, and they do mostly serial killers and Klan people. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by my daughter. So like L. Ron Hubbard, who was... I said Klan because I got distracted. I meant cult leaders.
I thought I was going to talk about clams.
I was like...
So, yeah. But
clams and escargot.
Escargot.
Let's go, escargot.
Hello, Moto. And I've been watching more Man in the High Castle. Now it's really starting to pick up now towards the end of the first season, and it's kind of like where you stop it and you want to go to the next one. So instead of watching 2 periods of the hockey game last night, I watched 2 episodes of Man in the High Castle, and
nice.
I'm starting to really like it.
Really?
Yeah.
I started watching that a couple of episodes, and I was enjoying it. I just fell off.
That was the same with me. The first few episodes were like intriguing and interesting, but I didn't feel like they were grabbing me. And there is a lot of different characters and such. It's another one of these typical big shows, and I don't know who they are, but I think now they're starting to. It's kind of like Game of Thrones in the beginning. I didn't know who was who. Now I'm starting to put the pieces together. Who is who, and who's that guy and that one, and it's starting to gain some momentum for me. So,
right,
I should be able to finish off the first season tonight after this fine podcast. Yes. So that's it for what we're watching, reading, listening to. We'll jump over to what we're playing. I can just tell you, I have really been playing nothing. It's been 2 weeks.
Tiddlywinks.
It's either watching the playoffs or when the summer comes, I just don't play as much. FIFA 17 came free on Games with Gold, so I have played a little FIFA 17 and a little NHL, but that's it. I haven't even played Mass Effect in 2 weeks, so I'm pretty boring there.
The draft?
Bits and pieces. I don't really sit down and watch it, but I'll flip over once in a while. My kids watch it. They watch like the NFL Network.
There's a couple guys I work with that are like religious with that shit.
Yeah, I'm interested in it, but not enough to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even interested in it.
Yeah, I knew that.
Pick who you're gonna pick. Get them out on the fucking turf and see what they do.
So, what are you playing, Jeff?
A little bit of Mass Effect, but I also got Homefront Revolution. Played about 2 hours of that, and it pissed me the fuck off, so I sent it back. And now I am playing No Man's Sky.
I was kind of I'm not shocked that it was bad because not long ago on Xbox they had it for I think it was like $15. I'm like, why is this game that normally is $59, $15?
I don't know what it is about the Homefront series that they don't know how to design a game for shitty gamers. I mean, even on the easiest level, it's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I sat in a room, seriously, that had a weapons cache in it that I could keep reloading and reloading and reloading and reloading, and literally had a pile of guys at this door 4 foot deep, and they just kept fucking coming.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I can never get out of here. So yeah, I tried that. I just graphically it is absolutely beautiful, but they make it for 16-year-olds.
18-year-olds?
Yeah, exactly. That have the dexterity and
no job?
Yeah, no job. Exactly. That's all they do all day long.
They got the finger roll down.
Yeah, I played it like I said, I played it for a couple 2 or 3 hours, and then I went back. And now I'm playing No Man's Sky, which is absolutely gorgeous. The only problem is I have no fucking idea what I'm supposed to do.
No Man's Sky is essentially a walking simulator. I mean,
it is a walking simulator, but it wants you to repair parts of the ship so you can leave the planet, but it gives you no direction in where those parts are. It gives you no direction in what things you have to pick up to combine items to put your ship back together. So you just... And while you're out, your energy depletes because it's so cold. So if you don't find a place fast enough, your ass is grass.
Not a good selection for you, man.
Well, yeah. I'm enjoying it. I'm still playing. I'm not giving up on it. But it's a little bit frustrating that I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to do. All my weapons and everything are gone. I have to find certain things to recharge them, yet I have absolutely no idea where those things are at. So, yeah, it's definitely a wanderer.
I played a few hours on the PC. By the way, having the video up and watch you talk about the game, it's very funny. The eye rolls.
It's completely different when you can put facial to what you hear.
Yeah, hand movements.
A whole different level.
We might have to change a podcast up to do videos from now on. We might actually get a viewer.
That'd be me. Like I did that cooking video. It has 23 views. 17 of them are me.
Refresh.
Yeah. That's
Oh, that's awesome.
To be fair, April and I were one of them.
That is true. I did have a few people that checked it out, and I want to do another one here pretty quick. So.
Didn't you put it up on Facebook?
Yeah, I put it on Facebook.
I think my wife, because she uses my Facebook account, she's like, who's got the cooking stuff going on? I don't know if she watched it.
We're like, who's this fucking weirdo doing the cooking? That's just something else I love doing.
Nice. It looks like it.
That's like I said. There were like 2 or 3 people there saying, some ladies that I know, they were like, just do it in an apron and that's it. I'm like, no, that's, that's not a good thing.
Well, what about you, Josh? What have you been playing?
Oh, boy. Oh, well, let's see.
I'm going to go bake some bread and a few other things.
I was going to say, Jeff could probably...
Josh plays a lot of games.
Jeff could probably go do an episode of his cooking show. But I'm going to try and keep it simple. Let's see. Lately, I recently finished playing Life is Strange. And that is a game that, to anybody and everybody, I give it the highest recommendation I can. Because it is a story in which I think it's better than any video game, any television series, or any movie that I've seen in the past year. Bar none.
Is it because you like to play as a woman?
Well, yeah. No, it's a great story, and it's something that it gets to you. It has a lot of dark stuff in it and stuff that you can see in the practical world. Great game. I mean, it only takes about 8 hours to beat, but it's left such a lasting impression on one Dragon's Milk and I'm a lush. It's left a lasting impression on my wife and I that even though it's been a couple of weeks, we still talk about it almost daily.
Did she watch you play it?
Yes. It's a episodic game, kind of like the Telltale series, where it's split into 5 chapters, each one being a couple hours long, and you do make critical decisions, but unlike the Telltale games, where it can have a small effect on future stuff, with The Last of Us, with Life is Strange, it has huge ramifications throughout the rest of the game. So, and so far, I think 5 people have purchased the game based on my recommendation, and every single one that have purchased it and played it said that it's one of the best games they've ever played.
Wow. I heard you guys talking about it on your podcast. Now, you didn't cry during this, did you?
Oh, hell yeah, I did.
You did?
I'm not. I don't. No fucks given. Yeah, I definitely did. My wife and I were bawling at the game.
That is hysterical.
It's that good, man. Like, I mean, if you can get grown ass adults crying at an end of a game because how the game was as a whole, it's like I feel like that's good reason to give it a high recommendation.
You know, I kind of felt the same thing, about Gears of War 3. Okay, anybody who played that game knows that there was a pretty devastating portion of that game. And though I didn't actually shed a tear, it brought emotion to me. And when a game can bring up,
you have to explain this to me, someone who has never played that game, how that can compare to the Life is Strange.
Oh, you got to play the game.
Tell me, talk to me.
I can't do spoiler alert, but basically it's 3 guys that have gone through everything together, and one of them doesn't make it. So it's like brothers in arms kind of thing.
Yeah,
Lieutenant Dan, no.
Exactly.
I don't think I've ever had a game make me feel sad. Maybe I'm a cold bastard. I'm not sure. But I did feel like in another part of
Ice Queen, dude,
Gears of War, when Dom's wife died. I mean, yeah. I did want to go kick ass, and I'm like, yeah, F you aliens. So I get that.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't know. I guess I don't. Like I said, I don't care. Like,
it's okay. You're a mailman. We get it.
Yeah, it's we get. We're pretty emotional people, you see.
Hey, dude, no, that's cool that a game can make you do that. I cry during movies. I'm not saying that a movie has.
Damn it, Josh! Shut up!
My sole prerogative is to get Jeff to play it just to have that lone Indian tear.
I cry.
I'll play it. I'll play it for sure. I got to get my hands.
I cry every time I listen to this podcast.
What am I doing with my life?
You ever cry during a movie, Jeff?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Old Yeller?
I pretend like I'm chopping onions when I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. I'm in the living room chopping onions.
Yeah, if someone says they can watch Marley and Me without crying, they're
crazy.
Face liar.
Is that the one where the dog gets really sick and dies at the end?
Yes.
So my wife and I were watching the beginning of that one day, and it was like, oh, what a sweet story. And then the dog started to get sick, and my wife's like, I think this is the one we shouldn't watch. I'm like, why? She goes, just trust me on this. I'm like, all right. So we stopped watching it. She's like texting her niece. I was like, all right,
hell,
yeah.
I teared up during the Rocky movies. Jeez, I don't give a shit.
I mean, when he beats the Russian, that's pretty.
He beats the Russian. That's the shit, you know?
Josh, you're too young, but when we were kids.
I'm a machine.
Not even kids, but when we were younger men, when that movie was out in the movie theater and he was fighting Drago or whatever his freaking name was. Drago, right? In the movie theater, yeah. Everybody in the movie theater is yelling USA. Like, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was like, movie theaters don't do now what they did back in our day.
That was a moment, man.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm trying to remember. Oh, when I saw Star Wars Episode 7 in the theater. Oh man, that part in the movie, yeah, everybody was bawling.
Right.
So,
Defoe, do you remember Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Absolutely.
Did you go to the theater with
Absolutely,
it?
yep.
People throwing toast, and sprinklers coming on, and
absolutely,
that's what movies used to be.
That was fun.
For some reason, this conversation has reminded me of Naked Gun when they come out of the scene, the Platoon movie, and they're cracking up and everybody's sad.
I fucking love Naked Gun. Best damn movies.
I'm sorry, Josh. I completely derailed your gaming playing. Continue.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Let's see. I was playing Forza Horizon 3 a while back, and it's a great game. I loved it, but then the Microsoft Spring Sale happened, and a bunch of games fell in my lap, so I started getting distracted. But with the new DLC coming out, the Hot Wheels DLC, I know I'm going to be playing that again.
That does look cool.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, that's childhood fantasy right there.
And I have that game. Sean, you could get that on the PC.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good game, I will say.
I mean, any game where there's loop-de-loops and big jumps, and I mean, it's riding that line. And I've seen where there's a lot of people that are really pissed about it because they're like, "This is supposed to be lifelike." It's like, fuck. If you wanted the lifelike Forza game, get Forza Motorsports.
Go get a fucking car.
Well, it's a little bit more. I mean, if they want lifelike and they're pissed about I keep thinking Lego, but the Hot Wheels expansion, but you're still okay with taking your fucking 500,000 Maserati and driving through fields? Come on.
Well, yeah, that's what Sam Hagar would do.
He can't drive 55.
Or Ted Nugent.
Just not 55,
Maserati.
But the main game I'm playing right now is Horizon Zero Dawn.
I want to get that.
It is so good. Though I gotta say, it is challenging.
Oh boy, Jeff, scratch that off your list.
Well, it's only challenging.
Will it make me lunch?
Well, there's a female character.
Oh.
But it's a great story so far, and I'm at the end of the game, but I could beat it probably I've probably got about an hour left, but I'm a trophy whore.
Oh boy.
So I'm gonna end up going back through and farming all the rest of the trophies out. Like I'm sitting at.
Which, by the way, I have to say, okay, and for those that don't know, Josh is my son-in-law, and I know how he is with gaming, and I have no freaking idea how Asher was born. I'm just gonna put that out there.
There's not that much time. I'm just that damn good. I mean, it's sad how often I hear that because if anybody who's on PlayStation, I'm sitting on right now 46 platinum trophies, I think it is.
Damn.
Wow.
So I'm like a level 24 on the PlayStation Network. But, I mean, that's PS3 on, so...
I don't know if I've ever gotten a platinum on PlayStation.
I have 0 platinums.
I don't have the patience for that kind of stuff.
And I have one. What is it on Xbox?
Just achievements.
Yeah, but there's like a top achievement when you've completed everything.
All 1,000?
Yeah, I think so. I have one, and it was Call of Duty 3, I think.
Yeah, like you would have thought, like not Game of Thrones, Gears of War, but then they had that ridiculous multiplayer one where you had to kill. Oh my gosh,
the multiplayer stuff was just stupid.
Yeah,
because I finished Gears of War on Insane, but I couldn't get the shit off the freaking multiplayer stuff. No way.
Right.
Those are always one that trip me up too. I hate them.
gosh.
But Horizon, the only thing that makes it difficult is the starting area you are in is not terribly hard, but once you go out of the starting area, like you have to actually pay attention to shit because like you could see all the enemies in the game are robots, like deer. One looks like a velociraptor. There's a T-Rex. There's all these different kinds, and they all have weaknesses to, we'll say, fire, electric, ice. And you have to keep an eye out on that. Because if you try to attack something and you're not hitting them with the right ammo, it's going to get ugly quick. And yeah, being a higher level doesn't mean shit. Because you can get taken over and killed quick, even by an enemy that's much lower level if you don't know what you're doing.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of nice because then it doesn't make the game too easy, but it's a great game and I definitely recommend it. It's gorgeous game. It's like a fine dragon's milk.
Oh, that is a gorgeous game.
So yeah, I'm always checking out new games and one more quick one. I just played a game that came out on PlayStation about a week and a half ago called Edith Finch. What Remains of Edith Finch. And that's a game that you can beat in about 2 hours.
Really?
It's a story of
Okay, so for you and I, Defoe, it's 6.
6 to 8.
Oh no,
6 to 8. Yeah.
It's pretty short, and it's very linear. So, the story is about a girl that her mom dies and she leaves her in her will this key to a house that they were growing up in. The Edith Finch was, and in the middle of the night when she's like 9, her mom just takes her and they leave the house. Well, she goes back to the house after her mom dies and she's an adult to find out her family history because there's like some kind of a curse on her family in which everybody dies in crazy or bizarre or goes missing in bizarre ways. And so she goes back to the house to discover her family history and what happened to these people. So I want to say there's I think it's 16 family members through different ages that you'll go to an object and you'll see through that character's eyes the day that they died or went missing and what happened.
Golly, that sounds swell, Beaver.
Serial killers.
There's one about a baby that was in a bathtub, and the way that he died was he turned on the water, and the door was shut. And it's dark. I mean, it's very dark, but it's interesting how they play it out. It's stuff like that. It's a great game, and for being short, it's not bad.
Awesome. Cool, man. Is that it?
For now.
You sure?
Like I said, man, I'm always playing new games.
Cool, man.
I've never seen anybody play or have as many games as Josh.
He's even got a
That dude
VR,
is the
right?
truest form of the VR. Holy hell, that thing is fucking crazy.
It is. The VR is awesome. The one downfall to it, I think, is that the same thing everyone else has said, and that's the lack of games.
Yep.
But some of the games that are out there are fucking awesome.
Well, even if not like the games, like that night I was over at you guys' place, and you just hopped on YouTube and did shit that worked with the VR. I mean, I would never, ever picture myself in my life jumping out of a perfectly good plane. But I got to do it on the VR, and it was the craziest fucking thing I ever did in my life.
Do they have
no wind in my face, but
I'll blow on you.
Yeah, we'll put a fan up.
Yeah, exactly. But when he's pulling and turning, you feel it. You're in the chair. I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
So the big talk when VR was coming out was porn. Did that really make it or what?
Yes.
I don't.
Not on the PlayStation, probably though, right?
Well, no, you can. Because on PlayStation 4 you can go on the internet. There is a browser. And anything, and I do mean anything, that has a VR setting, you can watch through your VR headset on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Anything.
That's awesome.
Anything.
Cool. Sorry. Distraction sometimes. Good stuff. Hey.
Defoe had a chub. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That awkward moment when.
Yep, exactly. I got to shut my camera off for a second.
Sean, what are you playing? Anything? Probably not really, right? You got a baby coming. You got a little guy already there.
You know playing the game of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, other than that, I mean, I do play here and there. I mean, you know me, I'm the PC guy, right? But lately, for whatever reason, PS4 has been taking over my attention, which is good because it's quick and easy.
It's much more convenient with kids, I feel like, to play console games.
Sure.
It is. Well, so my thing is the quick games, right? Because it's kind of like you got to get, you know, in and out of things, and I can only have a half hour at any given time. So the games like, you know, Rocket League, which is the old car ball, was an old UT mod that I used to play way back in the day. Rocket League is fun for that. The golf club, just, you know, sign on, play some ghost golf against some of your friends that have shared the rounds. Looking forward to the golf club too.
Yeah.
Those are just, you know, quick games. Even, you know, major. I'm not a huge baseball fan. I grew up loving baseball, but it kind of faded on me. But the show is always a great game. I have to kind of limit the amount of innings because that game drags out too as well. But I just like the attention to detail. Stuff like that. It's just kind of get away for a little while and just, you know, maybe just jump on and jump off. But the game that probably I play more than ever, which I picked up because it was on sale, and I don't know why, I had this hunch. I saw it and I was like, I think my son's gonna like this game for some reason, and I purchased it at Target. It was $30. It's a game called Steep. It's a snowboarding game. It's skiing, wingsuit, and like parasailing. Now, my son is turning 4 in July, and he absolutely loves playing it and watching me play it. And he takes my phone and he jumps on and he puts on Spotify, and the way he says it, he goes, "Can we hang it up?" It's hanging it up means putting Spotify on our surround system down in the basement on the 65-inch TV and snowboarding and flying away. And he absolutely loves it. He takes to it. So that's the extent of the game. And we come down here and retreat for a little while. But other than that, I mean, I'm looking forward to, like, you know, believe it or not, when I saw the Call of Duty trailer that's coming for, you know, that was one of the games that, that was one of the games that we really kind of grew on back in the day. So seeing that, and it didn't look cheesy, and it didn't look, it looked like it was dark, and it was gloomy.
Oh my gosh, dude! The pictures are like the water running down the guys' faces.
It just
rain. It's like, oh my god!
It looked good. Now it's gonna be interesting seeing what they're doing with the level ups and the achievements. Listen, I don't like that stuff for whatever reason. You know, I don't enjoy games that accumulate rank or achievements. I don't like, you know. I joined a Battlefield server and I play against these people that have like 4 or 5 times the amount of rank that I do. Right. And they're sitting there acting like jerk-offs, and I love killing them. I love it. You know, I absolutely love it. I love, you know, one after another, and you could see them getting upset, not knowing where I am. Right. And just, you know, to me, that stuff doesn't mean anything. And that's what After Hours was formed on, which was that, you know, it was like, screw all that stuff. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, it doesn't mean anything. It's just
we're not here for rank or
it's just an everyday average Joe, kind of like Lazia Gaming. I mean, the name speaks for itself. You know, it's like you're not sitting there trying to compete to the point where you think that you guys are.
Yeah, you know, we knew it wasn't possible.
Yeah, but
I mean, you know, I think one of my fondest memories of lousy at gaming was when we completely took over an online server, and we had lag members on both sides of the same server, and we were all in the same room, and we were playing Call of Duty.
You gotta love that.
Oh my gosh, there is no better feeling in the world knowing that there is nobody in that room against you except your other community members.
We actually used to raid. There's always raiding servers, but we'd have so many people on TeamSpeak at one point that we would actually pick some random server and we would jump on, and we had some really good players in there.
Right.
And we were kind of, I remember the days when the console, all the server messages came up, and in Call of Duty world, it used to say console and repeat stupid messages like no cursing.
You have to behave well.
Yeah, but it said it was from console. So I remember the one time we all joined a server and it was me, obviously.
Shock.
I changed my name to Console and made myself look like I was the admin in the server, and apparently they didn't know how to block that. So I would just start spewing out random obscenities to the point where everybody was just cracking up as if the server was talking and saying we are a community of bunch of little faggots and we like to stick our fingers in our asses and shit like that. It's just stuff like that. I don't remember the exact words, but that was always the
that was really a lot of good fun stuff too. Early PC gaming. I did a lot of Unreal Tournament. And we just go on there and just rip on each other. It was all chat.
Oh, yeah. Yep, exactly.
God, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's the extent of me.
All right. Let me get the podcast moving. We're about to close it up. I'm going to throw out, we got May here. It's the first episode of May, so I usually like to throw out a couple of the new games that are worth mentioning for the month. So this month, actually today, is a game called Prey coming out on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
That looks good.
It does look pretty damn good.
Now, did you guys know that about I'm sure Sean does, definitely, about the original Prey that came out on PC in early 2000s?
I think I vaguely remember it.
I don't remember that, no.
Yeah, it was one of those games that the people that played it said it was incredible, but it just never caught steam.
Right.
The new one that just came out is not it's not a reboot for anybody that did play the original. That's actually a sequel, if I'm not mistaken. But it looks awesome.
There was an original Prey that was out, and I played that one. That was pretty decent, and my assumption that this will be pretty spectacular too.
From what I understand from people that have played the first, because they had a thing where you could play the first hour of the game, and generally positive reviews of it.
Good.
Awesome.
I'm actually looking at the images of the new one.
Prey.
Yeah.
Prey.
Honestly, I can't understand that there would be even the remote possibility of a developer putting out something subpar anymore.
Yeah. What,
the bar is so fucking high.
Yeah.
You mean like Homefront?
Yeah,
right.
Well, like I said, it's absolutely beautiful. The game is gorgeous.
Well, remember the old Homefront? The graphics sucked, which was like a setback. It was pretty funny.
The old Homefront, it was garbage, but this one was much, much better.
Yeah. Well, I think the soundtrack for Prey is going to be done by MC Hammer, so it's something you want to check out.
I got to get a couple of Glad lawn and leaf bags so I can make some MC Hammer pants.
I mean, it'd be good because you can't touch that.
Oh Lord, let's keep moving. Forza Horizon 3 Hot Wheels expansion. We mentioned that's coming out on May 9th, so that's probably next Tuesday.
Woohoo!
Injustice 2 PS4, Xbox One, May 16th for you Injustice fans.
It's a good game.
We have The Surge, which looked interesting. PC, PS4, Xbox One. I don't know much about it. It's coming May 16th. It's a science fiction action role-playing game.
Me likey.
So it might be worth a check out. And then
Yep.
I know one game at least Danny Xanax is looking forward to, and a few others, is Friday the 13th, the game.
Ooh, hell yeah.
PC.
That game looks so badass.
Does. PC, PS4, Xbox One, May 26th. That should be fun.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, with the different developmental stages of it.
That game is VR compatible.
Oh,
fuck!
Is
that would be sweet.
I will have pens on.
Is it a full $60 game? I didn't really looked it up.
Yeah, honestly, I believe that at first when it comes out, it's going to be digital, and I think don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I've heard like a $30-$40 price tag, and then it'll come out on hard copy later.
Okay, $30-$40 sounds very attractive since I don't really want to buy a lot of new games right now.
Most blowjobs are $30 to
$40. Let's see. We got free games.
Not that I know.
No, of course not. Free games with gold for the Xbox. We have Gianna Sisters, Twisted Dreams, May 1st through the 31st, so the entire month of May. You have Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris.
Yeah, that was
that
the first.
That game's been out for literally every platform as a free title.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That was like the original when they switched Tomb Raider over to Lara Croft and did like the whole, I don't know what you call it, style of gaming. That was the original, but yeah, that's just not my gig.
That is available now up until June.
Lara Croft needs to be bent over Crohn's or tunnels.
Oh yeah,
or swimming.
So, yeah,
swimming. Yeah.
That's up till June 15th. You have Star Wars Force Unleashed on the 360, and it's backwards compatible up until May 15th. And this is something, Josh, you should check out, is Star Wars The Complete Saga for the Xbox 360, backwards compatible for your little man.
Shit, I'm all over that.
That was one of the first games I introduced to my kids, was the Star Wars Lego games.
Nice.
And
oh, yeah.
It was perfect. Got them into Star Wars. It got them into gaming. And now they play Call of Duty and would kill me. Or Madden. But
my son is already like super into the Star Wars, the Lego games. Like we have Lego Dimensions, and I just bought him Lego Worlds for Xbox One.
Uh-huh.
And from what I've seen of that, it's pretty neat. It's kind of like Minecraft, but Legos. So yeah, we've had like every new Lego game for the past like 5 years.
Nice.
Doesn't matter what, like Batman or.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit what it is.
He doesn't give a shit. Lego. Just get it. It's Lego. Get it.
Getting it.
Get it.
So then, PlayStation Plus free games: Tales from the Borderlands, the episodic game from Telltale on the PS4. Abzu on the PS4. On the PS3, you have Blood Knights and Port Royale 3. Ooh. And then your cross-buys, Vita and PS4, you have Laser Disco Defenders, which, if it's got disco in it, how could it be bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
How can it be good?
And Typewriter.
I might add that with
the bazooka has bell bottoms.
The Tales from the Borderlands game, if you've not ever played any of the Borderlands titles, it might be kind of confusing because it talks about people and characters that you wouldn't know about, because it's a sequel to Borderlands 2, which by all means I recommend those games to everybody. They're great fucking games.
Yeah, they're fun.
Tales from the Borderlands is after Borderlands 2, and great game.
Highly recommended. So anyway, that is our free games from Xbox and PlayStation, and new games coming out this month. Jeff, do we have a tech time with JT Uber this week?
I did a really quick tech time this week. If you have the Amazon Echo, the Puck, and anything like that, super uber geeky stuff like I do, Amazon actually coming out with one that has a camera on it now. And you can set it up, and what it'll do is you can say, okay, does what I'm wearing match?
The answer for me would be no.
It will seriously tell you go and what you do is you log in all the things that you have, all the different shirts and everything like that. You log them all in, puts it in there. You grab different stuff out of your closet and put it on. It'll tell you, no, that don't work. Try this.
So if my wife asks it if she's fat, it will say.
It will not tell her that her ass looks like jeans. But it's that next step in.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Amazon trying to help you out with completely voice and touchless control type technology.
And stay ahead of the Google app or the Google one, right?
They're barely staying ahead of that. Yep.
Awesome.
Correct.
All right. Well, this is pretty much the end. Real quick, we have a speak pipe this week. We didn't get any new ones. Josh sent us one last week. Thank you, Josh. We'll have a link up on the show notes, so if you want to leave us a speak pipe, go ahead and do that, and occasionally I'll send a tweet out with a link. We have a website, where www.respawnkings.com. We're on Twitter, we're on Google, we're on Facebook. You can email the show, therespawnkings@gmail.com. We're part of the VG Hub, vghub.net, where you can find other great gaming communities and podcasts like this. Of course, we're on Discord, and there's always something good going on in Discord, and if you want to see boobies, just go in there and do tilde boobies, or if you want to see...
Booty!
Oh, booty. You can do tilde booty, I think. So, you can also find out cool facts about Chuck Norris. Hey, there's lots of stuff you can do in our Discord channel. If you're looking for a great PlayStation gaming community, check out Better Hide or Die. And if you're looking for a great Xbox gaming community, and they do PlayStation too, but they're mostly Xbox, check out Lousy at Gaming. That is about it. Asshole of the week. My daughter's here. She can't believe I just said that.
You should have said bunghole. Bunghole of the week.
This week's bunghole of the week nominees are, for retweeting out our podcast, we have the Stiff Joystick Podcast. Thank you, Stiff Joystick Podcast.
I hear they're great.
They are wonderful, I hear. And Jeff's been on there recently. Yeah,
Woo-hoo!
Kim Woods, John Mao 55, Tellis, Pet and Meller Show, and they had some nice stuff to say about us on their show recently. And nice. Rapid Dog Training. I don't know. I think people sometimes just retweet stuff to get on there.
What?
Rapid Dog Training. Maybe they saw how fucking out of control we were last time and thought, if they can train dogs, they can train us.
They might have seen that picture of Gary Lever with his face on a dog. And then Josh, he replied back to the Respawn Kings last week. Josh, couldn't help but laugh my ass off during the last episode about postmen. I was delivering mail as I listened to the episode. Mailman Josh.
Yeah, as soon as I think it was Ed had mentioned something about a mailman losing his mind over the podcast, I was actually sticking my arm in a box. I just couldn't help but start laughing.
So this week's asshole of the week will be Josh for being on the show with us. Hey. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you for Josh for being our asshole of the week.
You too can be an asshole. You can just listen live or post on social media admitting that you listen to this show. If you retweet out our shows, you get nominated. We're desperate. So help spread the word so more people can listen to this shit. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Beam every Wednesdays at 9 o'clock, except for this week and last week. We have some new Twitch followers.
Every Wednesday other than April.
That's it. April, we don't do that.
I actually have a question.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I was the only one who answered this, because I had to imagine it would be some good ones out there. But you guys did present a question a week ago.
Yes, I'm going to save that for next week. Actually, I wanted to mention that. I will save your response. But let me see where the question of the week. So this week, respond back to our question of the week using hashtag RKQOTW. That's Respawn Kings question of the week. We want you to describe your last fart using a movie title.
Oh, my.
So I'm assuming you answered that, right, Josh?
Oh, I sure did.
All right. I didn't think we got a lot, and I forgot to look for them, so I skipped right over that. But
Next week.
that's some homework for Ed. So
Fart
by
with
Wednesday.
a movie.
Describe your last fart with a movie title. Anyway, new Twitch followers. We had Susan Linden Hall at SLArc. She's a longtime friend. We had Tellus at Keep Artemis or Keeper Artemis. We also had The Same Coin. They're at TS Coin. It's a great podcast. And we had Peter Morosilio. Thank you for being a new Twitch follower, folks. That gets us to the end of the show. It's shout out time. Let's start with our guests. Josh, any shout outs for us?
Sure. Let's see. Hi, Mom. Let's see.
Because she listens to this every
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Actually, I'm going to shout out to my podcast family because we spend a awful lot of time together, and it's no different than the internet when you get together with people so often and you have such a dedication to a craft, and you guys just all love it equally. You become a family. And so I'm gonna do my shout out to, first and foremost, my beautiful and awesome wife that lets me do this, and she does it with us, so that's pretty fucking rad.
Where is she? Get her mug in here.
She's I think upstairs. She put the baby to sleep, and she's just kind of
She's making
Oh, no,
meatloaf. Meatloaf!
No, she put the baby to bed a while ago. She's just hanging out up there.
Gotcha.
But so I'm gonna shout out to her, and then to my other co-host Ryan, and I think my biggest shout out will be to Larry.
Larry!
Scary
Because-
Larry. My homie G.
If it wasn't for Larry, we probably never would have got this off the ground. He's the sound engineer. He did all of our editing, and he kind of keeps us in line and keeps us, closer to the ground. 'Cause sometimes our ideas get a little crazy, and he's the realist of the group. So, my podcasting family, and then to my awesome children.
I can't even fucking believe you didn't put Papa Bear in there.
Well, and then I was about to say, and you guys for having me on, but then you interrupted me, dickwad.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Josh.
Yep.
Sean, you got any shout outs?
No shout outs, but I will say thanks for having me on, and you guys have been good company for an hour. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, we went over an hour a little bit. Sorry.
That's all right. I don't know anybody that's going to listen to this, so there's no shout outs.
Oh yeah, you guys aren't playing it over the PA system at work tomorrow?
No.
I don't tell people about this at work.
That's dirt.
All right, Jeff, any shout outs?
I know I mentioned something earlier, but I have no fucking clue what it was.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf. Yes. Shout out to Meatloaf, especially if it's stuffed with cheese.
I love when Damn It Doll shouts out things. She doesn't shout out people. She's like,
No.
let's
she
shout out
just
wine
shouts out
this week.
shit. Yeah. Let's shout out tablecloths this week.
Fucking great.
She had a birthday party to go to tonight. That's why she isn't here tonight.
Yes, she does
Slacker.
miss us. And she misses you.
She's my homie G.
She is. She's great. She's been a good addition to the show.
Yeah. She absolutely loves the beginning of learning how to game and trying different things. So yeah, it's a whole new world for her, and the podcast and this new family that she has via the podcast, she absolutely loves it.
Wait till we get to game with her soon.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and that's the whole idea about gaming communities and stuff like that. That it's just not, it's just not ones and zeros flying over the internet. It's people, it's emotions, it's good times, and that's what gaming's all about.
People crying during video games. Yes.
No shame.
Cool. Thank you, Jeff. I'll shout out Josh and Sean. Thank you so much for joining us this week. I'm glad we got you guys on. Worked out nice. I'll just shout out some of the podcasts I listened to this week, other than the last podcast on the left. OC Podcast, the Stiff Joystick Podcast, the Pet and Meller Show, which I just like more and more each week. Those guys are fucking funny. The Same Coin, the Gamesman RPG, the Boss Wave, and the Game Punchers came out with a new one this week. So, Fumu, thank you for doing that. I've been trying to get Fumu on here. It's been tough, but we'll get him on one week. And
not cool, Fumu.
Not cool, Fumu. And Bad Cop, Bad Cop. That's a very good podcast. Something to check out. It's a new one I picked up through our community of podcasters. Very funny show. Lastly, Dan Tilson, Dan, whatever freaking names he has these days, Danny Xanax. It's his birthday on Monday. I think he's going to be officially older than Jesus. So,
holy hell.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday day.
Well, I mean, Jesus, what, 35 they say, so.
Oh, he's definitely older than Jesus then.
Yeah, he's got Jesus licked.
He'd probably like
that just sounded wrong.
So until we spawn yet another podcast, play lousy, bitches.
Whoop whoop.
There goes the music. There.